Forbes said that XRP will reach over $60,000 in a few weeks because $654.39 trillion is about to enter the market. Take a look at this. Just a couple of hours ago, Jim Cramer posted that you need to buy cryptocurrencies and collect as much as you can. This shows that people are becoming more optimistic about them. This does, however, perfectly match what we are about to report. The founder of XRP and CEO of Ripple has said that XRP is the next Bitcoin. Just to give you an idea of how important that is, we're talking about hundreds of billions of dollars in daily transactions and at the very least over $650 trillion in annual transactions. As I said before, this is very important because the founders of XRP and the CEO of XRP himself say that XRP will be the next Bitcoin. He means it in terms of market cap transactions and price. Bitcoin is currently worth about $114,000 while XRP is worth about $3, down from $2.90 today. When we talk about XRP replacing Bitcoin, we know that there will be a huge supply shock because Bitcoin has a market cap of $2.27 trillion and XRP's is only $172 billion. This means that at the very least, XRP will be priced at over $50. This is what Ripple's own CEO emphasized, but remember this, he's never going to give you the real price of XRP. In fact, the real price was already provided to us by the founder of XRP. Co-founder, in fact, his name is Arthur Bridger. You guys have probably heard about him, but Arthur Bridger actually said that XRP is designed for $10,000 and it must be scalable to accommodate 7.5 billion people. And guys, Ripple CEO has been hinting at it a lot of times, right? He can't say it because it's a risk, but he's been hinting at it, XRP being the next Bitcoin and forward reporting at $60,000. I mean, it coincides perfectly, but let's say a quick second here before we jump into the facts, and there's so much that we need to get into. $650 trillion. Where did that number come from? Well, we're about to tell you. But before we do that, guys, we partner with Ripple to get every single person watching this video up to $100. It's literally free money, you guys. You're getting some free XRP, just like the video. Subscribe to the channel, hit the post notifications, share this video, and most importantly, make sure you sign up on Ripple using my link in the description and do a transaction. That's basically it. You're going to get up to $100 worth of free money. So let's get into it. So institutions have officially decided that they want to jump on with the XRP ledger and facilitate billions of dollars in transactions every single day using the XRP ledger and using XRP technology, one of these being Bank of America. And they took it to another level because their CEO went live, the Bank of America CEO, on Fox News and was asked, are you facilitating transactions using XRP? And his response was shocking. He said, we facilitate 100% of our internal transactions using XRP. Again, you got to keep the word internal very important here because Bank of America does trillions of dollars in transactions. To say internal, meaning it's only a small portion as of now that they're facilitating with. And obviously what we've seen is that from that happening, from the time they started using, again, their internal transactions, the price of XRP went from 50 cents to $3. So this is insane. But you got to remember that very much soon we're going to see Bank of America switching to use all their transactions, not internal, but all internal and external transactions, which are trillions of dollars. But even take that on the side for a second, forget about Bank of America. Institutions have begun shifting towards the XRP ledger, and they've decided that they want to use the XRP ledger to transact. Now, one of these institutions is not just Bank of America, but actually BlackRock and JP Morgan, which have been caught on multiple occasions, numerous, in fact, quietly accumulating XRP, guys. This is insane because this has been something that BlackRock and JP Morgan have been trying to hide. And I had to dig it up from a report that came out on October 18th, 2023, which basically highlighted that BlackRock and JP Morgan were actually quietly accumulating XRP in secret wallets, while at the same time trying to act like they had nothing to do with XRP, and that they were shunning XRP to the side, specifically during the time where the Ripple SEC lawsuit was still taking place. I mean, you probably all understand this if you've been in the crypto space for a while. XRP was being sued, and so Bank of America and JP Morgan were quiet. They didn't take sides, and they just started accumulating XRP. And obviously that was a crazy good sign for anybody that actually had seen this report, because guys, this is very important. Take a look at the actual portfolio of JP Morgan. This is huge. JP Morgan actually, this is back in 2016. Imagine that, 2016, even before there was the lawsuit, JP Morgan was buying XRP in large amounts. Take a look at this, for example. It says JP Morgan Minstra XRP 7.5% of their fund, meaning that BlackRock and JP Morgan had seen the potential of XRP even back then. But we're starting to see a massive shift. the mass scale adoption of XRP and the integration into the financial infrastructure, even under the current administration, for example. Here's Eric Trump, the son of Donald Trump, the president of the United States, announcing that cryptos like XRP will replace or in fact partner with banking giants like JP Morgan, Chase and BlackRock. He also talks about a multi-trillion-dollar market that is going to be unlocked onto the XRP ledger, and that XRP is going to dominate. But he doesn't say directly, rather he hints directly at it. And again, we got to understand the circumstance and the time that we're at. I mean, right now the Ripple SC lawsuit is over. The green light from the United States has been issued to XRP and Ripple, where now officially the green light for banks and institutions to adopt and use XRP for payments is approved. And so these institutions are really running towards the XRP ledger, because a lot of the big giants that do switch towards it are not paying cheaper costs. They're transactioning a lot quicker and they're just more competitive. It only makes sense that you go to the best option. And right now it is XRP, the XRP ledger, and Ripple Labs. And in the process of these massive institutions adopting XRP, trillions of dollars are actually about to flow into the XRP ledger, because one institution known as RealFi has actually stepped up, and they're actually trying to dominate the entire real estate sector, unlocking $654.39 trillion in real estate market value onto the XRP ledger. And it's all happening through their Real token, which is built on the XRP ledger, and RealFi, the institution, is actually facilitating and using that Real token. It may sound crazy, but this is a very positive sign. Guys, I need to tell you about RealFi and the Real token because I've been paying close attention to this project. It's innovative, based on real-world assets, and built directly on the XRP ledger, which is what we all love and which is going to make people multimillionaires very, very soon. Guys, take a look at this. This is the Real token, and of course it's being used as the native token for the RealFi ecosystem, a real estate platform and an institution that actually allows you to buy and sell real estate directly using and on the XRP ledger, and you can buy properties worth millions, even hundreds of millions of dollars directly using them and earn money in the process. And all this is using the Real token, a token that is very, very strong support, very low resistance. It's still very early, but it skyrockets from 1/100th of a penny to over 3 cents, meaning it's 1/10,000x, and it's only just started. Because if you think about it, this thing is not even listed on centralized exchanges. It's only on DEX and it's on the XRP ledger.